Good evening and welcome to Theater on the Air! We are coming to you from KW Little Theater in beautiful Uptown Waterloo for another night of improvisational comedy. Now, for those who have never seen our show before, here's how it works. We have an empty stage, a bunch of improvisers. We're going to create a lot of wonderful, funny, entertaining scenes based on ideas we get from our lovely and talented studio audience. Now, let's meet the improvisers who make the magic happen, starting with Nikkei Abbott. Chad Farragher. Jonathan Dietrich. Julie Taylor. And Mary Doughty. So we're going to start out with something called a tag team story. Our improvisers are going to be telling us a story. At any given moment, one of them will be in front telling the story. At any given moment, any of the others can tag them out, continue the story from the very next word. Now, to make it a little more interesting, we're going to give them each a different genre. And the story will switch between genres when they switch storytellers. So can we have a genre of some kind for Nikkei? Western. A Western. One for Chad. Horror. One for Jonathan. Teenage drama. One for Julie. Film noir, 1930s detective, and one for Mary. Sci-fi. All right, great. So we now need to know what the story is going to be about. Anything at all. Hot dog. What is that? Hot dog maker. Hot dog maker. It's a scene about a hot dog maker. Let's have a quick recap of the genres.
Western.
Horror.
Teenage drama.
Film noir.
Sci-fi.
All right, and away we go.
She rolled the hot dog cart into my office, and I knew that things were gonna be interesting. She hopped up on the side and crossed her very long legs, and I raised my eyebrow in approval.
And I noticed that she was sitting on my scanner, and the readings were ridiculously off the charts. Either her or her hot dogs had something fishy about them. I raised my portable scanner behind her, hoping she wouldn't notice, and it made
The hot dogs start to moan. We looked at the hot dogs, and they were crawling their way out of my hot dog casket. The hot dogs stood up and looked at
Her and I looked at the hot dogs, and I said, "I see you've got a problem." And she said, "I just don't know what I'm ever gonna do about these."
Acne. It's so bad. And I've tried all of the home remedies, including Grandma's famous hot dog remedy, but it's no good. What am I ever going to do about this acne?
Well, and I said, little lady, have I got a solution for you? We're gonna roll up these hot dog doggies and drive them on out of town, and we're gonna
take all sorts of liberties with these hot dogs.
First, we'll begin peeling the skin off of them very slowly.
Our next scene is called a genre switch. And the way it works is we have a bunch of genres. We're going to change the scene between them very, very quickly. So we need about, I would say, 6 or 7 different genres. Romance. Sci-fi. What kind of comedy? Improv comedy it is. A murder mystery. Race car chase. Okay. Telethon. Star Trek. We have science fiction, but I'll put SF/Star Trek. Sorry? Cartoon. And let's have maybe one more. Talking dog it is. All right. So what's going to happen is they're going to be improvising a scene, and periodically I'm going to freeze them by tagging the bell and call out a new genre. The scene will immediately switch to that genre. So we need to know, what is something you've always been confused by? The universe. This scene will take place in the universe.
The universe is a confusing place. And I wish that I were a star. This is crap.
Hey, Jody, are you reading some of these essays? These are hilarious.
This is so weird. I don't think anybody got what this whole class
Romance.
was about. But I wish that you would write something for me.
I have.
Yeah?
Your eyes, they sparkle. My life is made better by you. You are the sun in the center of my star system.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Murder mystery.
But now that I've read it, I might have to kill you.
Good God, you mean like this, man?
Like him.
Oh my God! Oh.
My romances never turn out well. I should have warned you.
No kidding. What did he do? Write a bad poem?
That's the mystery.
Cartoon.
Well, that's pretty goofy.
I bet you can bring him back, though, by just pounding on his chest.
Oh, gee, thanks!
Welcome back.
Great!
Look at those great big hearts coming out of his chest. I think he's still in love with you.
Science fiction.
He must have at least 3 hearts in there. It is only logical that that many are in existence if they are coming out of his chest.
Captain's log. Stardate. Something. We have reached an alien race of 3 hearts that loves to write terrible poetry. Yes, we must take them on board the ship.
Talking dog.
Rover!
Now, as we all know, Canada is a bilingual country. We have 2 official languages, English and French. We all speak French. We all speak French, don't we? Very good, very good. So what's going to happen, we're going to do this entire next scene in French. Now, all of our improvisers, as you may know, went to high school in Ontario. So I'm sure their French is excellent. So what we need to know from you is, where is this scene going to take place? Let's have somewhere kind of a little bit, I don't know, romantic. A poutine shop. You have a very low bar for romance. I like that. We take you now to a scene entirely in French in a poutine shop.
Ah, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Ah, ça va très bien, merci.
Allez-vous de Poutine?
Allez-vous des poutines?
Oui, mais
Quoi?
allez-vous de Poutine?
Poutine, est-ce que je peux coucher avec toi ce soir? Avec des poutines? Ok.
Je le coucher ce soir. Ah, ce soir!
Oh, ce soir! Oh, c'est très bien, ouais.
Excusez-moi, je veux aller à la toilette. Renez-vous le restaurant pour deux moments. Je go to le...
C'est pas de problème.
Ah oui, mais
je vais regarder après.
merci
le
beaucoup,
restaurant
merci
pendant
beaucoup.
que
Tu es l'ami de le...
le restaurant. Ouais, ça va. Je vais manger. Ça va?
Bonjour.
Oui, bonjour, comment ça va?
Ah, ça va bien.
T'en veux de poutine?
Non.
Tu en veux pas de poutine? Mais qu'est-ce que tu fais ici?
Quand
même! Je veux pas de
poutine.
poutine. Je vais regarder dans le poutine shop et je veux pas de poutine. Hein? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? T'es anglais ou quelque chose?
Où est l'homme qui travaille ici?
Toilette.
Excusez-moi, donne-moi un autre papier, s'il vous plaît.
Oh, papier. Poutine. Voilà.
So our next scene is called Stunt Doubles. The way it works is we have two improvisers on stage doing a scene, but when they're about to do something difficult or dangerous, or in some way they don't want to do it, they will call, or I will call for stunt doubles, who will come in and replace them, do whatever it is, and then we'll switch back. So we'll go back and forth between the actors and their stunt doubles. So we need to know a genre of film. Action film. And what is the title of this action film? The something. The Day the World Ended. We take you there now to the day the world ended, a stunt double scene.
Not gonna help.
Captain, the dinosaurs are approaching.
I was trying to barricade us in here.
Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to like make food and I don't know what else.
Oh no, they're at the door. Be careful, it's about to blow in.
Stunt doubles.
I'll save you.
Thank you.
You're okay. Oh my God, you're not breathing.
Main actors.
Oh, thank God you're all right.
You saved my life. Oh, and the door held enough that they went away for a few minutes.
My God, we're gonna have to see if we can find any survivors who can help us. Maybe control these animals. I don't know what we're gonna do, Captain.
I was just thinking we could find some weapons, kill one of them, and then we'd have meat for a year.
Oh, that's good thinking. Let's see if we can move this timber. Ugh.
Okay.
Stunt doubles.
I got it.
Main team.
Oh, God. All right, let's start whittling this thing.
I'm kind of pinned here.
Oh, jeez. You're trapped.
Whittle faster.
Here.
Stunt doubles.
Wow! Yeah!
That strength would have been really handy earlier.
You're next.
Main team.
No. Okay, we don't need to throw me. We have a partially pointy stick over there.
Partially pointy stick.
That
okay.
you whittled so nicely. I'm sure that if we prop it up here, and then we taunt them,
Oh,
and then
that's a
get
great
them to run
idea.
at it, and then they'll kill themselves.
all right. Come here and get us, dinosaurs!
Come on,
Stunt doubles.
Hey.
So we're going to do another open scene for you now. Can I have an unusual relationship between two people? Mail order bride. There's a good one. All right. A scene about a mail order bride.
Ding dong.
I've been waiting in the bushes for longer than you.
You can all kind of fill in your own story on that one. I think that's... We see where that one's going. All right, we're going to do a scene now for you called a fractured fairy tale. We're going to take a well-known fairy tale and then update it. So we need to know, what is a well-known fairy tale? Beauty and the Beast. All right, so can you give us a brief synopsis of it? Very basic. Can anyone give us a brief synopsis of Beauty and the Beast?
Pretty girl kidnapped by a beast, falls in love with the beast turns out to be a nice
Right. So a woman gets abducted by a beast, falls in love, kisses him, turns into a prince, that whole thing. All right. So that's Beauty and the Beast. We're going to update it into the 21st century, and we're going to add something from modern times. What are we going to add to the story? Tinder. Tinder and Uber, I think. We'll add Tinder, because it would be a very different story with Tinder and Uber, I think. So let's see that.
Little girl, this is a private library of my mansion. You're not allowed to just stumble in here and start reading my books.
Oh, but Uber dropped me off here. I thought this was like anybody could just come here and read.
No, the only way you get invited in here is if you swipe right.
I don't have that app on my phone.
You don't? It's totally wonderful. You meet all kinds of wonderful people.
Really?
Yes.
Well, show me how this works. Do you have this app?
Actually, the instructions are in that book you're reading.
Oh, so they are. Oh, my goodness.
What do you say we head on down to the App Store?
Oh, all right.
All right.
Oh.
It turns... Turns out there's a stone golem riding a penny farthing's bicycle just 30 yards from here. What do you say?
No, I don't know.
I'm sure he's interesting.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's got a great personality and all that, but, you know, I'm thinking more, somebody a little... Oh.
Well, there it goes.
So for our next scene, we're going to do something called a word at a time expert. So we're going to have an expert who's an expert on what? Some unusual activity. Like teaching something to something, or fly fishing to blind people. All right, we have an expert, three-headed expert, on teaching fly fishing to blind people. All right. And they're going to be speaking one word at a time, answering questions. So welcome to our show. Can we start by getting your name?
My
Name
Is
Jeffrey.
Tuthrow.
Sorry?
Tuthrow.
Jeffrey Tuthrow? All right, so I gather you're from the southern United States, am I right?
Yee.
Ha.
All right. So now, I understand you have a very unusual pastime. You teach fishing, but not just any fishing, and not just to anyone. Tell us more about it.
I
Teach.
fly,
fishing
Do.
blind,
people.
Now, what is the most challenging part of that?
Getting
Them.
to
stop
Talking.
long,
enough
To.
teach,
them
How.
to
fly.
Fish.
So those blind people are just chatterboxes, aren't they? Just they can't stop talking, is that right?
You'd
No.
it,
when
You.
heard,
it.
All right. So now, first of all, how do the blind people make their way to the shore? I mean, obviously in the city they have streets and so on they can follow, but out in the wilderness it must be very difficult to make their way down to the shore to fly fish.
Cautiously
They.
work,
there
Way.
down,
to
The.
river,
where
They.
get,
there
Water.
on,
Where they get their water on. All right. Okay. All right, so they don't go down there and they get their water on, and then you get them to start fly fishing. Now, is there any danger to that?
you
Would.
thinks,
there
Was.
but,
if
One.
day,
there's
Vision.
then,
there's
Safety.
I have no idea what you just said. Can you expand on that?
if
The.
blind,
person
Can.
see,
then
It's.
not,
blindness. I
Teach.
them,
how
To.
pretend,
to
See,
So
they
can,
fly.
Fly. Not fly fish, actually fly.
yeah.
All right. Okay, so you, first of all, I have so many questions. So I can't disagree with you when you say that if they could see, they wouldn't be blind. I get you on that. But how do you teach the blind person to see?
I
teach,
Them.
to
use,
The.
muscle
in,
The.
back
of,
Their.
truck.
Okay, first of all, blind people are driving a truck?
It's
surprisingly,
Easy.
All right, okay, I'll take your word for that. All right. And they have some kind of muscle in the back of their truck?
it's
kind,
Of.
a
muscle,
That.
you
wouldn't,
Expect.
it's
really,
Really.
actually
supporting,
The.
concept
of,
Seeing.
You're surprisingly philosophical for a guy from the southern U.S. So now I've heard of muscle cars. Is this anything like a muscle car, a muscle truck?
it's
kind,
Of.
like
a,
Muscle.
truck.
Okay, all right, fine. Moving on. All right, so we have they got this muscle in the back of their truck that lets them somehow see?
When
one,
Of.
the
blind,
Folk.
get
understanding,
They.
catch
the
Fish.
in
other,
Means.
they
use,
The.
sounds
associated,
With.
learning
and,
Catch.
flies
and,
Fish.
I don't think you understand what fly fishing is, but we're going to come back to that. Let's get some questions from our studio audience on our expert on teaching blind people to fly fish. Anybody at all? Back there? Anybody?
What's the easiest part?
What is the easiest part of teaching blind people to fly fish?
that's
is,
The.
funniest
story,
no
this,
One.
time
I,
Went.
down
to,
The.
river
where,
The.
fish
were,
Swimming.
and
I,
Told.
myself
self,
Get.
your
but,
In.
trouble
by,
Going.
blind.
I,
This is already a funny story, but I'm going to move on to the next question. Let's have one more question for our expert on fly fishing.
What's the biggest fish you've ever seen or heard?
What's the biggest fish you've ever... Oh, okay, there you go. There's your answer. Let's have a round of applause for our expert on fly fishing. For our next thing, we need a couple of audience volunteers to come join us on stage. You don't have to speak, but you do have to move people around. So someone who's played with dolls or action figures at some point in their life would be ideal for this. So anyone ever have any dolls or action figures? Great, come on down. Fantastic. And anyone else? We kind of need a grown-up for this one just so they can reach. Any grown-ups here? No, you don't have to reach him. Anyone else? Come on down. Up here? Okay. Sure, come on down. We'll get you for the next one. Yeah. Actually, let's do a three-person one. Come on up. We haven't done this in a while. 3 people. So we have 3 improvisers. Each of them has a puppeteer. Let's get your names. Eva?
Mitch,
Mitch?
Grace.
Eva, Mitch, and Grace. All right, let's get 3 improvisers on stage. Each of them is going to be operated by one of Eva, Mitch, or Grace. So the way it works is you're going to be moving their arms, right? Turning their heads, and occasionally tapping their feet to make them walk. You can turn them around, whatever you want to do. Start practicing with them. Remember, certain joints only move in one axis. Very important. Good. Start having fun there. So So these three people are gathered together for some specific reason. What has brought them together? Graduation. So we take you now to a graduation scene. Our actors can speak, but they cannot move by themselves. They can only move when their puppeteer operates them. We take you now to a graduation scene.
I'm so happy we're graduating! Yay!
You only think you're graduating.
What do you mean?
Well, it turns out that there's one final secret test. And the instructions are written on the walls.
Oh! On which wall? That one over there?
The walls of the graduation hall that I'm pointing to right now, they're everywhere. This is your final exam.
Oh my God! I can't pass it. There's no way I can pass it. I'm just gonna panic. I think I just peed my pants. I think I just peed my pants.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's so gross.
There's only one way to be sure, though. Yep.
Oh, that's so nasty.
Yep, that feels like pee.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
Do you think this is apology school? No.
So sad now.
That's right. This is sadness school, and you're doing well.
Yay! I graduated Yay!
Knock that off right now.
Wait,
this is
though.
sadness school.
Wait, because I'm sad too, because I've just humiliated myself, yeah?
Oh, you're doing better.
Yay!
You get 1 point.
Yay! Yay!
This is the weirdest graduation ever.
Did I mention that only one of you will be graduating and the other will be shortened to this height?
What?
It's only a couple of inches. It won't be that painful.
I don't like this, and I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for my right to graduate from this sadness school.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna fight too! Ha!
Blocking.
I gotta slap you! Slap! Slap!
Oh, not in my...
Slap! 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 I am the greatest slapper of all time! Ha ha!
You're scaring me. Hi.
Normally I don't do these inappropriate hugs, but this time I'll make an exception.
Group hug! Group hug!
Oh, group hug! No, I'll be fired.
Round of applause for audience volunteers. And there is a free pass for you, and a free pass for you, and a free pass for you. Round of applause for Eva, Mitch, and Grace. Well done. And that has been our show for tonight. Let's have a round of applause for all improvisers. And we hope you join us again next time here at Theater on the Edge.